I'm Jacqueline Azal. I am 14 years old and I'm African American and I'm from Mountain House, California.
My name is Anzi. I'm 17. I'm African American and I'm from Texas.
Hi, I'm Jacob Brooks. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Hi, I'm Nandi. I'm 16 years old and I'm black.
Hello, my name is Yusan. I'm 16 years old and I am from New Jersey and I am African American.
My first time experiencing colorism was in elementary school, and I remember that the boys would always tell me like, oh, you're too dark, I like your white friend, or I like your lighter friend. And I remember my mom being light skinned too, always getting compliments. And I remember when she got burned really bad, she had bleaching cream prescribed by the doctor to try to even out her skin, and I remember taking it and trying to rub it all over my body because I thought it'd make me light skinned and it'd make me pretty, and I just didn't like the skin I was in. I just thought being brown skin made me less pretty and less special.
I've experienced colorism all my life. I don't really remember the first time. There are times that stick out to me though.
I've experienced it like in like the early like middle school, like 6th grade, just some comments or like stay out of the sun, some things like that. But like at that time I didn't really understand like what those comments meant, you know, until I like got to high school. Like I'm in 10th grade right now, but like I experienced it a lot my freshman year, and like that's the first time where it actually hit me that it was like an issue. But the other times it's just in middle school, like as I told you guys, it's kind of like, oh whatever, like you're stupid, whatever. But like especially in freshman year, like I've grown up in a predominantly white area like most of my life, and apparently I talk like a white girl or whatever, but I just talk like who I am, you know. I don't try to talk like anybody else. And the first thing of colorism I doing, but it's not my first, but this is like the most memorable time. So I like this guy, and I really wasn't even like a deep like. It was kind of just those like, oh my god, I think he's cute, like I wonder if he thinks I'm cute, I wonder if anything could happen. And I kind of like, it was kind of like my first big crush. I kind of like, I could say he went a little obsessive with it. I kind of like talked to the people that he knew, try to get him to like look at me and stuff like that. I just did the most. And so I guess his friends thought that was funny, but they took it to like the next level. So I have PE with 2 of his friends, and so when I was walking to the locker room to go to the PE, they were right behind me, and they were talking about girls at the school. And then so one of them pointed to me, and I'm just like, oh god. And then the other one responded. He was like, that's burnt chicken, I'm baked chicken, and burnt chicken is the nastiest thing you could ever have. And then like I cried in the locker room. It was like I hated myself. I was like, god, like I didn't do anything wrong, why would you curse me with this skin? And for a long time I really just didn't like myself, and I didn't have any respect for like who I am in general, and that's not good.
I definitely suffered from anxiety and depression from my skin tone. For a long time I was afraid to speak to black boys because I thought that they would think that I was ugly and that they would tease me. I used to go to sleep and wake up every morning and look in the mirror and cry because I didn't wake up white.
Well, I wouldn't call it like depression or like anxiety because it wasn't like that deep, but there was a period of time where like guys would say that I'm pretty and like have a nice personality and everything, but the only reason why they wouldn't like me is because, oh, she's too dark. I'm not trying to have dark babies or like stuff like that. Or even like not even like has to do with boys, like even when I'm like with my friends, and like I would just feel out of place because they'd be talking about like this new shampoo they were using and stuff like that, like this new type of makeup, and like they don't make that makeup in my skin tone, or like don't really use that type of hair stuff. I just feel out of place. And even like pictures on Instagram, they take pictures and they want to use certain filters, like some filters would make me look like you can't even see me, and it would just make you look uncomfortable, and they would make jokes, but the jokes weren't really funny. They kind of hurt my feelings. So it's just really like a whole bunch, just growing up just in like this day and age with like everything going on with the media and everything. It's just really hard because they tell you, or they don't even tell you, they like show you messages to make you not like yourself. Like they overhype white beauty, and they forget that there's other types of girls in the world. So that's what I went through. It was like maybe like a year, like from the beginning of freshman year to like the early beginning of sophomore year, which is this year.
For a minute I had a very light-skinned best friend, and she was lighter than me, and I felt like I could not compete. Her mom was half white, half black, so she was mixed, and I was just like, I'm black and black, you know. It made me nervous, and she was older than me, so she, you know, she knew more people, knew more things, just basically. So it always felt like her and I were in competition, and she was always winning, and it made me feel anxiety. I was like, I'm not like her at all. I am dark skinned, I am not slim, I have a very muscular body. It made me nervous, and it made me like, I remember we used to hang out all the time, outside all the time, and I came back to school and people were like, what happened? Like numerous people asked me what happened to my skin. I was just like, I've been outside, but she wasn't getting those same questions. So it made me nervous to start doing things. Like I played 2 sports. I played track and soccer. Being outside all the time, like I was like, buy me sunscreen all the time, give me a visor, give me a hat, anything to not darken my skin and to keep me hopefully at the same tone, which I realized was very wrong mindset that I had.
I've had some depression and anxiety because of it. When I walk into a room, I automatically feel judged just because of my skin color. They just automatically think I'm ghetto or I'm uneducated, and I'm none of that. I've had depression. I just wanted to shed myself of my skin. I just wanted to be someone else, and I just felt stuck.
I have and still do suffer from anxiety. Like if I see people walking down the street and they happen to be black boys, I automatically get anxious because that's who I usually experience colorism from.
Black women, obviously they're really non-existent, really. They would have the chocolate ones in there. First of all, let's just start by saying most of hip-hop, the videos are usually just mess. It's really mess. It's usually them in a chair and they got the women dancing around them or whatever. Whatever the scenario, there's always a lot of women dancing around the one man, whether she's shaking her butt or shaking her butt. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all they do. I remember seeing a documentary a few years ago about the colorism and the hip-hop culture, and it was really insightful. It was really interesting, and you have some of the women there saying, well, of course the closer you are to white is what they choose. I always said that I think hip-hop culture goes along with the media, the way TV and film portray the black people or who they would rather see. That's what hip-hop culture does, because again, if you can see, like they said in the documentary also, I remember there was this one girl, she was pretty much like, you have the dark-skinned girls and them, but if you can get a light-skinned girl, they're going to choose the light-skinned girl. If you can get a Puerto Rican, you're going to already replace the light-skinned girl because you can get a different person.
Colorism within hip-hop makes me physically sick. It took me a long time to be able to listen to rap and R&B again because so much of it depended on, foreign girls, or the girls having like a certain texture of hair, even down to like video girls. Video girls now all look like Instagram models, racially ambiguous, big curly hair, fat asses, and I didn't have any of that, and it made me very self-conscious.
Most of the movies I've seen, dark-skinned girls are usually the ghetto, as some people would say, or the dumb. They're not very smart. They're not portrayed as very smart in TV shows and movies, and it's kind of annoying. Like, I remember in one Disney show there was a dark-skinned girl, and she happened to be stupid. Why did she have to be stupid? Honestly.
Why the black person always gotta die first? I don't understand. Like, if you honestly look at a black person in a sticky situation, they see one person run, they're gonna run with them. It doesn't make any sense. It almost makes it seem like we're the ones who wanna go into, who don't know any better, who don't know survival of the fittest. It's like, we are the survival of the fittest. So I think that's crazy. Also, they always make them seem so, like, dark-skinned people who are so harsh, and like they try to almost dehumanize people who are dark-skinned. Like, they don't want anybody to feel any sympathy for them, or make them seem animalistic, so you don't have any pity if something does happen to them. Or they make them seem very aggressive, they're in your face, they're savages, and that's not true. It's like, yes, there are people like that, but there's also people who are the nicest person you will ever meet. You don't know, but if all you do is see that on TV, that's what you're gonna think. If you're ignorant enough to just think that, that's what you're gonna think. You're not gonna think to expand your horizon and know that TV is just TV.
The media portrays darker people as villains because dark colors themselves are associated with bad things, and light colors are usually associated with good things. For example, like the sketch from the Boondocks talking about all Tyler Perry movies. In Tyler Perry movies, there's always a dark-skinned bald black man who hates you and he hates Jesus. He'll beat you until you finally get fed up and leave, and a light-skinned man with a terrible lace front will come along and save you. He loves Jesus, he loves you, he doesn't have that great of a job, but his dick is great.
My hometown was majority black and Hispanic. There were no like other races in the vicinity. Like, the schools I went to were majority black and they were Hispanics. There were no white people like anywhere. Like, there was like that one poster white person. So everywhere that I grew up was majority minority neighborhoods.
People in my hometown are very different. Actually, I don't even think they're different. That's like the sad thing. I think it's a mentality that a lot of people have, and it's really sad. Although, like, I don't think they realize it, or if they do realize what they're doing, they don't care. And what they're doing is they do search for a female who is lighter, or who they consider basically closer to white people, like the furthest from black. That's what they like. And even though they don't straight out say that, it's when they speak, you can hear what they say. It's like, oh, I want a light-skinned girl who's got good hair, no weave. But I'm just like, what? Why is darker skin worse than light skin? Aren't we all black? And then also, I don't understand what's wrong with weave. It's like, you must be full-boo. Like, weave is life. Also, what they consider is good hair is anything like that can't. They consider if like you dip your head in the pool and you don't look the same, or your hair turns into afro. Basically, that's unattractive, and it's really sad. And I think even the females have that mentality that they have to be lighter. Like, I remember my friends and I, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I was even part of it. It's like, I would freak out. Like, I would I play 2 sports and I tan very easily, and I already knew that I was not light skinned, so being darker to me kind of scared me for a little bit.
The people at my school, we don't really, that's not too much racism really, because I live in a black town. Like, my community is black. It's, you know, dominantly black people, so my school is dominantly black people. There's like 92% black people, and like 4% is white, and then other percent is like Hispanic, and you know, so there's not too much racism going on there. The only problem that I do have with this, with not even just my community, but with even media and everything, is people keep saying stupid things like, oh, you're a light skin with dark skin tendencies, you're a dark skin with light skin tendencies. What does that mean? I do not know. I hope that people get out of the mindset of that, or like the stupid jokes of like there's a boy in my class, or was a boy in my class who was really chocolate, and like if we were to watch a movie and, you know, you turn off the lights, they'd be like, oh, where'd he go, where'd he go, where'd he go? And it's like, okay, the joke is over, haha, he's dark skinned, haha, you're light skinned. People act like light skin and dark skin are 2 different races, and I'm okay, you were in the house getting raped and I was out in the field getting myself beat. What is, like, is there a difference? Is one better than the other because a person was contact at that chip and got their foot chopped off, and again, you were getting raped and you had to raise the babies, and I don't understand what this whole light skin versus dark skin thing is. I don't understand this team light skin, team dark skin. Like, we're all black, and I hope that people get in the mindset of saying that we are black. When you win, I win. No matter what color, we all win. You know what I mean? Like, stop saying the stupidity of that. Like, people really need to get out of the mindset of that.
I have experienced colorism at work. I've been told that I make people uncomfortable. Certain customers will skip my line and go to someone else because I'm black. I remember the one time I was training a girl my age, and she was light-skinned with green eyes, and people were really nice to her, and they'd compliment her, and in the same breath they turn to me and be really mean for no reason. But, you know, I'm kind of used to it now. It's not something that I should be used to, but I just am. But that's when I really noticed it. I tried to talk myself out of it like I was just hallucinating, but that moment I really knew.
At school all the time, like, I felt like I was ugly because I was dark, just because I was dark, and that's not right. Everybody always used to be like, oh, you're dark, you look like an ant. Like, I used to want to be lighter all the time because I thought I was ugly, because other people told me I was ugly because I was dark.
The people I live with are dark skinned like myself, but I have an older brother, and he basically flat out told me, you're dark skinned, you gotta work harder. Like, you gotta work that much hard to be seen as beautiful. And even though, yes, it is something society sees, that's not something like I felt like I really want to hear or need to hear. It's just like, I don't think that at all. I think black is black, you know, beauty is beauty. Like, you don't need to be a skin tone to be seen. You shouldn't have to be a skin tone to be seen as beautiful. And being around him and seeing the girls he went after and kind of his friends went after, they were never black. They were never dark skinned. They were always mixed or a completely different race than what I am, you know, dark skinned and black. So it kind of made it harder for me, seeing that was the only person I really had as a male figure to see into the real world and how dating was. So that's all I had.
I've been called a cockroach. I've been called like burnt chicken. I've been called like the nasty, nappy-headed, weave-wearing bitch. I've been called like the ugly friend. I've been called like, if like, name it, and I've been called it, and I'm only 14, and it's like really sad that I'm this young and I'm like still trying to like find myself in high school, and I'm still trying to feel good about myself, but I really just can't. And it's not easy because I don't really have a lot of friends that understand what I'm going through. Like, they say they understand and like give scenarios, but like I don't want to hurt their feelings and tell them that like you don't understand, but like that's not even, like I've been made fun of once in the 3rd grade. Like that's like not what I've been going. Like you don't really know how it feels, because that was like in elementary school and this is high school, and it's like it's a lot hard. It's really hard, and like the most hurtful would have probably been cockroach. Like, yeah. The most hurtful, no, the most hurtful would have been like cockroach and burnt chicken. Yeah.
The most hurtful was when I was called nigger by people that I thought were like friends and were close to me, but they weren't. They didn't respect me, they didn't treat me well, they didn't respect me when I told them to stop calling me that, so eventually I had to let go of them.
I haven't had a lot of racial slurs thrown against me, but I do remember being called Jay-Z one time because I had big lips, and for some reason that really stuck with me. Like today, it still affects me. I still think about it all the time. I don't like my lips really without lipstick because of it. I mean, I've grown to appreciate my full lips, but I don't know, it's just that one thing that's always in the back of my mind whenever I'm doing my makeup or whenever I'm going out or going to school or whatever. It just, I don't know, it's just something that really stuck with me.
I have been called a nigger by an old white man before. I mean, it didn't really hurt my feelings. I was just like, oh, that's an angry white man over there. But that's the only racial slur I've ever been called. I don't know if you like, I mean, people have called me a cockroach because I'm dark, but that's, I don't know if that's a racial slur or not.
Like, I am very fortunate and blessed to not have any acne. I have never had breakout acne. If I have, it was just like a zit or pimple now and then, but then go away like by the end of the day or like by the next morning. So that's why I like most of my skin is that it's very clear. I don't have any acne, and I'm blessed and thank God for that. Are you happy with your skin tone now? I can't honestly say that I'm 100,000% happy with it, but all I can tell you is that I'm at a place where I like myself. I like myself. I can look in the mirror and be happy about who I am. I'm still working my way up to love myself and 100% sure of myself, but I definitely like myself, and I like my skin tone, and I wouldn't change it for anything. How do you think we can end discrimination against dark-skinned people of color? I know it's impossible to not see color or I look at everybody the same, because honestly nobody can, but a ways they can end discrimination is just to really, it sounds cheesy, but to think about it before you do it. Like certain things that we can do, even on like starting with like Twitter, stop saying that this girl is winning or that girl is winning, because honestly all girls are winning. White, black, purple, blue, orange, green, sparkly, dark, white, light, chocolate, brown skin, light skin, all girls are winning. So stop that, because that just, it doesn't only make certain group of dark skinned girls like hate themselves. It makes all girls, most girls, a lot of girls hate themselves. And another way is that we could just stop acting like everybody else but us are inferior, because we are smart, intelligent people just as well as any other white girl, just as well as any other Mexican girl or Latina girl or Asian girl, because we are people, we have feelings too, and we are good people, and nobody should have the power to make us feel like we're less, because we're really just not. Because we are all here to succeed in life and to achieve our dreams, and it's not fair that we have to live in discrimination, because not all of us are like that. So just think about what you say before you say it, and just think about your actions, because words do hurt. Once again, I'm Jacqueline Azah, and this is my color.
My skin is beautiful. Like, I don't need a boy telling me that, or anybody for that matter, because I know my skin is beautiful. I know I'm a beautiful woman regardless if I happen to lose all my color tomorrow. You know, I'm a beautiful dark skinned woman, and I love my skin tone. I wouldn't change it for the world. And I just hope that everybody can experience that love for themselves and hopefully grow out of the mentality that my hometown has and maybe their hometown has, and they just learn to accept, you know, that dark skin is beautiful.
I can't honestly say that I'm 100,000% happy with it, but all I can tell you is that I'm at a place where I like myself. I like myself. I can look in the mirror and be happy about who I am. I'm still working my way up to love myself and 100% sure of myself, but I definitely like myself, and I like my skin tone, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
I always look tan and bronzy, and people spend their whole life trying to be my color. So I really appreciate it now, and you know, I don't know, I just like it.
To end discrimination against darker people of color, I think the first step is to admit that there is a privilege to being lighter. Secondly, I think it would be more positive, you know, influences that are darker in the media, because every time we see dark people in the media, there's not that many of them. So I think we need more variety of darker people. Also, it should be taught to people of all ethnicities that just because you are lighter, it doesn't mean that you are better.
I know it's impossible to not see color, or I look at everybody the same, because honestly nobody can, but a way to get on discrimination is just to really, it sounds cheesy, but to think about it before you do it. Like certain things that we can do, even on like starting with like Twitter, stop saying that this girl is winning or that girl is winning, because honestly all girls are winning. White, black, purple, blue, orange, green, sparkly, dark, white, light, chocolate, brown skin, light skin, all girls are winning. So stop that, because that just, it doesn't only make certain group of black skin girls like hate themselves. It makes all girls, most girls, a lot of girls hate themselves. And another way is that we could just stop acting like everybody else but us are inferior, because we are smart, intelligent people just as well as any other white girl, just as well as any other Mexican girl or Latina girl or Asian girl, because we are people, we have feelings too, and we are good people, and nobody should have the power to make us feel like we're less, because we're really just not. Because we are all here to succeed in life and to achieve our dreams, and it's not fair that we have to live in discrimination, because not all of us are like that. So just think about what you say before you say it, and just think about your actions, because words do hurt.
I believe that we can end discrimination against dark-skinned people by, first of all, stop saying stupid things like you're a light skin with dark skin tendencies, you're a dark skin with light skin tendencies. What does that mean? Don't know. It was something really stupid. I think that's a stupid phrase. And I do think it was made up by black people. Go figure. I think that we should stop saying stuff like that. I think we should stop picking on each other. Like I said, like there was a boy in my class who's really dark skinned, where the lights go out. No, where did he go? Where did he go? If you stop doing that, and this particular, honest to God, discrimination against dark skinned people is not going away until the racism goes away, because the dark skinned, light skinned type of thing is a stem from racism. Until we get these people in this media who run the show, okay, if we get them to stop seeing color and to stop or seeing color in a negative way, because me personally, I don't believe that if you see color, then that, you know, you're a type of person. I just believe that, you know, I'm black, see that I'm black, that's fine, but stop trying to cast us as the ratchet people. Stop trying to cast us as, you know, the slave. If they stop doing that and see us on the level of an equal level as the white people, if they strictly see black people on the level as white people, I truly believe that this dark skin, light skin mess will end. That's what I truly believe. I believe it's not going to go anywhere until they see that we are the same as them. I think that, again, we should stop saying stuff like that. I just believe that if you just give us the same opportunities as the white man, as the lighter skinned women, there would be none of this in the first place. So I just truly think that it goes along with racism, and that when we end that, if we kill that noise, we can kill this one as well.
I feel like we can stop discriminating against dark people, or we can help stop it by giving them a safe place to breathe and express themselves. Like, every time they're talking about it or their problems, people are just brushing it off like they're just being sensitive. Or they say, oh, words shouldn't hurt. Words do hurt. They hurt a lot, especially when it's always coming at them and they're always being called roaches. I just feel like we need to give them space. We need to make room for them to be able to express themselves and their problems and how they feel, and stop and teach others about it. Not to attack these people, but just teach them and let them know that it hurts, because maybe they don't know. But that's all I can really say about that.
Representation, I guess. I feel like if we were represented more, maybe people would stop being so rude. I don't know. I think representation would end discrimination against dark-skinned people.
And this is my color.
This is my color.
This is my color.
This is my color.
This is my color. Like, I enjoy my complexion, and this is my color.